The Dershow.
As I said on Hannity last night, the goal of Marchant and the prosecutor in the case was to have one of these hunting trophies. You remember, these hunting trophies where you have the head of the whatever animal you killed, the bear, the whatever, and you hang it up in your living room, the antelope, the deer. They wanted one of those hunting trophies with Donald Trump's head in it, and under it would say convicted felon, convicted felon. Well, I'm not going to use that term. I'm going to use the term convicted non-criminal, convicted non-criminal. I'm going to try to get the Innocence Project involved. They look at false convictions. This guy is innocent. He's just not guilty. And I will never call him a convicted felon. And I'm hoping that some of the media, at least the media that's more sympathetic to the Constitution and the rule of law, will not call him a convicted felon. It would be historically wrong to call him a convicted felon. But I guarantee you that the New York Times and CNN on January 20th will say, because there won't be enough time to get this conviction reversed, they will say on January 20th, for the first time in American history, the Oval Office is going to be occupied by a convicted felon. We will see on January 20th, the oath of office taken by a man who's been convicted, who is guilty of 34 different felonies, and he's now the president of the United States. I guarantee you that will be the mantra on CNN and in the New York
Friday,
Times and
in
other
Truth Social,
in other media,
is broken.
Just like the media are glorifying the greatest president in American history. Did you know that Jimmy Carter was the greatest president in American history? Did you know that he was much, much better than Lincoln and Roosevelt and all those other second raters? Jimmy Carter was the greatest president. If you don't believe me, listen to CNN. If you don't believe me, listen to MSNBC. If you don't believe me, read the New York Times. He was the greatest president in history. And what he did afterward, banging nails, being on videos, banging nails and doing Habitat, that made him the greatest post president. He did more to destroy American democracy during that period of time. Believe me, there's been much more done since that time. And America's place in the world, almost everything he did after his post-presidency, besides doing religious stuff and humanitarian stuff, but his political stuff was horrible. It will go a long way toward preventing peace in the Middle East. So, but we live in a post-truth society.